Alrighty, Andre, let's get started. So, as you can see here, I basically just took out the world matrix, threw it into a new buffer, new register. In the header, have the pointer to the buffer, new strut for the world matrix. Then inside the actual app itself, I just have the view and projection matrix for the camera, updating it, and then the world matrix itself, allowing the cube to go where you want it to and updating that guy. So, run that for you real quick. And try to get this done faster than my other videos as well. They've been a little bit longer. Then we got here the pyramid. To me was the easiest. Pretty basic stuff. Just the vertices. Got to find out the right location. Left and right-handed space screwed me up. That was about it. And then you also got here. The only thing you had to change in here is the unit pyramid, and then the just the P model 1 makes the new unit pyramid. So let me run that for you real quick, actually. So, yep, we got a pyramid. It's a pretty awesome pyramid. Probably the best looking pyramid you might have ever seen. So, it's pretty sweet though. Alright, so for this guy here, this one here, just the 3 boxes. As you can see, at first I just took 3 pointers. You only need 1, because each time I have it set to where each time it renders, it updates each time, so it actually changes the color for each individual, the color and the position, I should say, for each render each time it is updated. So, and that's what you'll see down here. So as you can see right up here, got the regular camera stuff, then got the one you created, updating it, render. Then for the second one, you can see it's lime green, updating, then it renders again, and that one will render in lime green because, you know, it gets updated, so it takes in the new color. And then the same thing for the third one. So, and it works out well. So, as you can see, pretty awesome. Alright, so now we get to the last one. The last one to me was the most frustrating, most difficult. First thing I'll do is I'll just show you that it actually works. So there we go. Got the color cubes and got the 2. Got a pink, and then, like, I don't know what the other one was. I think it's like Peru or something. I think I just picked it because I thought of the country. So inside the header, I basically imported. I actually imported stuff in from question 1 into here to use. Just basically what I did. And then up here as well, you will, or in here as well, I should say. I don't know what I'm thinking. But right here, you got the P model 1, similar to the question 3, just need the 1. And then you got the view and projection buffer being created, the world and color, and then you got the constants being set for those as well. And then for the second camera, for the simple color, it's not the color selected. For the more gradient looking one, you got the world buffer, then you got the view buffer. That's all imported. And then I also set the constant buffers as well. That's the one that threw me off because you actually needed different registers because the program's getting confused on what register it was supposed to run. So that's what that threw me off for a bit. Then in the pipeline, the first thing I did is I set the shader to the vertex shader 1, which actually I'll show you that while we're at it. So that's the one you created with the color selected. Then down here is the one I did with the simple color. Basically just took the code you had, made new variables and all the stuff, and then applied it to allow the simple color to be able to be rendered onto here. So the first one is actually, the first objects are all going to be for that new, are all going to be, going to all be for this, for the gradient one. I don't know what, I lost my train of thought for a second there. But, yeah, they'll all be for the gradient one, and then the next 2, as you can see, I set the vertex shader to the old one, so it's a solid color. Then I changed the camera on it as well to give it the view projection data, so that way it actually rendered it properly and it shows the proper color on it. And then I also updated it with the same model, all that good stuff. I already showed you that it did indeed run. So there we go. Looking great on that front, as always. Yeah, and then for the first further work question 2, the reason why you're able to use just one P model pointer actually is because every time that you run the draw sequence, actually, you're basically going to be updating that model more or less. And then when you update it, you'll also update it with a new world data. So basically when you transpose it, it'll move it, and it's almost like you're copying it with new detail and all that good stuff. So in essence, like, you got the object 1, takes in where the matrix world is, all that good stuff, takes in the color, so for that one it'd be the gradient, takes that in, and then it renders the P model 1, and then for object 2 it will take in the next matrix model, or the next world matrix that you do with the transpose. That's how I did it. I have a transpose on it. It'll update it, and then it will re-render it with the new data as well. So that is actually why you would use that. It's just a lot easier, and a few reasons you would use it is, 1, you don't have to deal with as many pointers, because pointers are easily lost, and when they get lost, they're not always easy to find, and sometimes it can actually really be devastating for you. The other thing too is if you think about it in the long run, if you have, let's say, thousands, hundreds, thousands of different models, you don't want to have hundreds of thousands of different pointers going to all these different places, and you got to keep up with them. Not only do you have to keep up with them, but then it also allocates a little bit more memory, and that'll actually add up to as it goes through. So then the second further work was a little more difficult to me. I've been having a little trouble understanding more or less the constant, like understanding the shaders and how exactly the shaders are rendered through. I understand a little bit, but I'm actually planning on coming to meet up with you to talk to you a little bit more about that, just a more in-depth detail, I guess you could say, about it. I can't really find much on the internet, so, but yeah, I mean, I don't really know where I would start because I don't understand it well enough. If I had to take a guess, I personally would almost make like a new buffer, like right here, and I would have that new buffer specifically similar to the simple color and have it output in a similar way, that kind of idea. So that would be something I would do, just basically have a third buffer, and then that third buffer you can actually apply inside the constant buffers, and then you could actually just have the gradients that way. So, alrighty, this one actually is longer, so sorry about that, Andre.